Group behavior. So, definition of group: it is two or more people formation, common objective with at a pace. So then the type of people in the group. So there are competitive, individualistic, cooperator, and equalizer in the group. Characteristic of group: so collection of two or more individuals, frequency of interaction, collective identity, and interdependence. Group development process: Tuckman and Robin. So Tuckman and Robin give the group development process. So he give the five process: so forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjoining. FSNPA, 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 FS and NPA. So, so the first is the forming, the uncertainty. So it has the structure and leadership. So forming, forming is uncertainty. Many people come together. So then it has the structure and several leadership among them. Then comes the storming. They have intergroup conflict. So they come close. Then they have intergroup conflict. So lack of clarity of rule. Then the norming. So because the conflict and the lack of rules, so norming means rule making. So normalization, what is the close relationship and the cohesion they are taking place. Then comes the performing. Then the after norming, so after normalization the team works and it accomplished the task and peak productivity. So there is peak productivity. Then comes the adjourning, means completion of task. Then the feedback is given and dispersal of members. So a group like a election group, so all people come close, some have the conflict, and then leadership come and the certain rules regulation and the normalization and moral decided, and then teamwork for the achieving his goal, and after completion it disperses. Then comes the type of groups. So there are formal groups intentionally created. So there are three type of this formal group: so command group, task group, and committee group. So command group are permanent, and they have manager and supervisor, and regular meeting and general and special issue are there. Then comes the task group. So they are temporary, like special task force, and no hierarchical and department boundaries. And then comes the committee group. So specific function and temporary or permanent, and they have internal and external members. Then comes this informal group, the automatic social and psychological need. So, friendship group like common view, thought, and age. Interest group like common interest, sports, and music. Reference group. So, they are similar characteristics, business, and qualification. Membership group. So, subscription based like gym and YouTube subscription. And click. Then the small. So, click group means 5 to 6 member, small interest, positive outside organization member, and uh, own social norm. So within an organization some quick group are there. Okay, then comes the difference between formal and informal group. So firstly the formation. So formal group are consciously building, and informal group are automatic. Then comes the objective. So formal group have the task completion and the task given to them, and informal group are social and come follow to social and psychological need. Geographic, because the man is geographic, so the informal group calculates the size. So so formal group have larger size, and informal group can have any size. So stability. So stability, formal group are stable and permanent, and informal group are unstable and temporary. Then the combination. So formal group are hierarchical and horizontal, and informal group are grapevine pattern. Then the leadership. So leadership, formal group have authority by post, and informal group have personal authority. Then comes the key factor of group behavior. So, group leadership and cohesion, member motivation, group norms, individual role, environmental factor, and task. So, the task is additive task like combined effort, conjunctive task like least talented, and disjunctive task like most talented. So, additive task, combined effect, conjunctive task, least talented, and disjunctive task, most talented. So the this is the group behavior. Then comes the uh, individual behavior. So individual behavior is the reaction on response to given environment. Then the influenced by the personality and experience and ideology. Then the factors of this individual. So personal factor. So biographical characteristic like physical characteristic, physical quality, gender, ability, and marital status. Then the learned characteristics. So they are the personality, perception, attitude, and values. Then comes the environmental, so economic, social, cultural, and political. Then comes the organizational factor for individual behavior. So organizational factor are organizational structure, incentive scheme, type of leadership, and work related behavior. Then comes the model of individual behavior. So models are the rational and economic man, monetary incentive, social man, social need and norms, organization man, need fulfilled by organization, self-actualization man, self and direction and maturity, and complex man means varied behavior in similar situation. Then comes the attitude. What is the attitude? So attitude uh, is positive, negative, evaluative statement, motive, people, and event. So attitude is positive or negative evaluative statement, feeling toward the person and thing or event. So characteristics. What are the characteristics? So acquired, not innate. Objective or aim are personal thing and event, about person, thing, and event, influenced by behavior, and relatively stable. Attitude is stable. Then comes the type, component, and element of this attitude. So there is cognitive element of knowledge and belief, an affective element of emotion and feeling, and behavioral element of action. Then comes the changing human attitude. So uh, to changing the human attitude, we need to provide a new information, thought or fear and punishment, and removing difference and conflicts, providing participation and problem solving. Then comes the component of attitude formation. So social learning, educational institution, personal experience, organization component, and personality related component. Then comes the value. So what are the value? So definition of value is purpose of life, means for achieving, and judgmental elements are there. So purpose of life, means of achieving, and judgmental element. So purpose of life, and so value is the purpose of life and mean of achieving the goal, and judgmental element. And characteristics values are the center of a personal core and relatively permanent and resist the change, provide standard, competence and morality, acid, specific person and place, part of culture and transfer generation to generation. Then comes the type of the value. So type of the value is terminal value, the end value, the sadhya value means the end value. Then comes the finite value like freedoms, equality, justice, and so they are used so politeness, loving, obedient, and responsible. Then comes the factor into influencing value. So factor influencing values are family, social life, culture, experience, and personal factor. Then comes the importance of value. So understanding attitude and motivation, influencing manager and worker capacity, affect perception and affect performance and job satisfaction. Then comes the team building. So what is team building? So turning individual effort into collective effort and achieving common goals is known as team building. Then comes the characteristics of team. So shared goals, shared responsibility and accountability, complementary skill, mutual trust and interdependence, and participation and contribution. Then comes the difference between team building and group. So size. So team have few member and group have many member. Performance. So team has individual and together performance, and group have personal only. Then the goal setting. So team goals are interdependent, and group goals are set by manager. Then the accountability. So team accountability are individual and collective, but group accountability is individual. Then comes the synergy. Positive synergies in team and negative synergy in group. Then come the skills. So team have the complementary skills and group have the random skills. Then comes the team building process. What is the process? So first is the defining objective, general or specific. Then the selection, qualified and efficient member. Then designing activity, role determination. Identification skill, special training. Monitoring team effect, supervision, and evaluation in outer result assessment. So DSDIME, dismiss, does this. So does this, does dim, define selection, design, in then what that's does dim. So then comes the एक टीम 10 मेंबर 10 टीम एक टीम then come essential condition for effective team building. So the supporting organization environment, necessary skill and abilities, clarity of individual role, objective over personal objective, suitable reward system. Then comes types of the team. So problem solving teams, member of same department discuss problem quality and efficiency condition and suggest the manager. Then comes the self-managed team. So highly motivated, technical task, specific skill abilities, cooperate in management and leadership, set down goals and observation, action and plan control and work method. Then comes the functional team. So divided by function, finance, marketing and sale, within by different manager. So there are three type of team. So first is problem solving. So problem solving, and then self managing team, and the third is the functional team based on come. So this is